In the heart of Iceland's wintry embrace, where the auroras dance above and the snow whispers secrets of old, there lies a tale as chilling as the frostbitten winds. This is not your typical Christmas story of joy and cheer, but rather a dark folklore that weaves through the mountainous landscapes, casting shadows in the corners of children's imaginations. It speaks of a peculiar family, dwellers of a cave shrouded in mystery, etching their presence into the long, dark nights of Yuletide. Things are about to get strange. Can you stop with the snacking, Molly? Really?
Hello, all you ghouls and goblins. Welcome to Conspiracy Weird, where we talk about conspiracy theories and just all things weird. I'm your host, Josh, and with me today is
Molly. Wow. I don't. No. That's not right.
Yes, it is. We're gonna go with it today. Let's just keep that in there. Okay, and we're gonna talk about snack time. Josh, what are you snacking on? Nothing.
Nothing at the moment. I have a drink. That's about it. What do you got?
I have candy corns and a Dr. Pepper.
Nice.
We just went out to lunch.
Yeah, so I'm not feeling any snacks.
I needed to finish something off, like sweet.
I gotcha. We had a sweet extra during our lunch.
Yeah, she's a manager, one of the managers there, and her husband brought in their kid early, like an hour early, while she was still running around, and we're like, just put her at our table. We'll hang out with her while we're eating.
Yeah. At first she was just kind of sitting behind you in a high chair, like between the rows, and then you're just like, there's a baby behind me.
And I was like, you want to just put her with us while we're eating?
And she did not hesitate to say, oh, really? Please, that would be great. Thanks.
You got it.
In the baby's defense, the baby was cute.
And we're not weird.
Yes, we are. But not to the baby.
No.
Well, the baby probably thought we were weird.
I don't care. I don't care. But that was cool. Yeah.
So what are we talking about today?
Today we are talking about Icelandic Christmas folklore.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Icelandic Christmas folklore depicts mountain-dwelling monsters and characters who come to town during Christmas. Can you stop with the snacking, Molly? Really? Snack time's over.
No, we're not. Okay, I'm done.
The stories are depicted as kids, two kids, to scare them to be good. The folklore includes both mischievous pranksters who leave gifts during the night and the monsters who eat the bad kids. The characters are depicted as living together as a family in a cave and include
Krampus.
No. Different Christmas tradition.
Well, he eats the bad kids.
Well, or they just go to hell.
Yeah. As they should.
But that's not the family we're talking about.
It's not. It's part of the world.
Yeah. So, first off, we have Grilla.
And we're probably saying these names wrong.
Absolutely wrong.
We're not professionals here.
No.
Never claimed to be.
Never will. So, Grilla, she's an ogress with an appetite for the flesh of bad kids.
We have that in common.
As we just got done telling everybody we were watching somebody else's kid.
But she was a good kid, so it's okay.
Oh, my God. She cooks them in a large pot. The bad kids, she cooks them in a large pot. Molly. Yeah. There's also Lepalui.
Lepalui.
Lepalui. who is her husband. He is lazy and mostly stays in their cave.
Kind of like most husbands. Not all.
We just want to stay in our caves. There's the Yule cat. Mm-hmm. And the Yule cat is... Okay, it's not just a regular sized cat. It's a huge cat.
Can I ride it?
You could, if you weren't on the naughty list. But
you are.
But this huge cat is vicious and lurks about the countryside during Christmas time and eats people who haven't received any new clothes to wear before Christmas Eve.
Well, thank you for buying me a new dress for Christmas.
You're welcome. How to make sure that the old cat doesn't come and take you away.
I mean,
not just yet.
It got a little snippet in my fingers, but that's about it. I don't have a hand. Never mind. Anyways, moving on.
Then we got the Yule Lads. The Yule Lads are the sons of Grilla and Lipalui. They're a group of mischievous pranksters who steal from and or harass the population. They all have descriptive names that convey their favorite way of harassing. They come to town one by one during the last 19 nights before Yule. They leave small gifts and shoes that kids have placed on windowsills. If the child was disobedient, the Yule Lads will instead leave a rotten tomato in their shoe.
So basically, these Yule Lads are a group of guys I would never leave my drink with, basically. Sounds like.
Never leave your drink with?
Yeah. Like there's men that you could leave your drink in without them spiking it.
Wow.
You don't know about that because you're a man.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. It just the parallels you're making are way out of range here.
Anyways, the first mention of the Yule Lads can be found in the 17th century poem of Gryla. That's how you say it? Gryla?
I said Grilla.
Gryla. Gryla, Grilla, Grilla, Gryla. Tomato, tomato. Gryla had appeared in older tales as a troll, but had not been linked to Christmas before this. She is described as being a hideous being who is the mother of the gigantic Yule Lads. Early on, the number of... What?
You missed the last part of your sentence.
Because it wasn't needed.
You're the one who wrote it. I'm just saying. Whatever.
Do you want to read this whole entire episode yourself? Because you can.
Why are you giving me attitude?
I will start from the beginning. The first mention of the Yule Lads can be found in the 17th century poem of Gryla. Gryla had appeared in older tales as a troll, but had not been linked to Christmas before. She is described as being a hideous being who was the mother of the gigantic Yule Lads, a menace to children. Early on, the number and depiction of the Yule Lads vary depending on the location. They were used to frighten kids into good behavior. In the 18th century, a poem mentioned 13 of them, and in the 19th century, author John Arneson drew inspiration from the Brothers Grimm and began collecting folk tales. His 1862 collection is the first mention of the names of the Yule Lads. Gryla is an ogress. The oldest poems about her describe her as a parasitic beggar. She walks around asking parents to give her their disobedient kids. Her plans can be stopped by giving her food or hushing her away. She lived in a small town originally, but in later poems she was forced out of town and into a cave. Today's Gryla can detect bad kids all year round. She comes from the mountains during Christmas time to search nearby towns for her meal. She leaves her cave, hunts kids, and carries them back home in her giant sack. Devouring kids is her favorite snack. Her favorite dish is a stew made out of bad kids, for she has an insatiable appetite for it. Gryla has been married 3 times, according to legend. Her third husband, you want to say that?
Lapalui.
Is said to be living with her in their cave in the Demoburger.
That's what you decided to read?
You say it.
No, you said it. It's fine.
In the lava fields. In that area. We'll say that. They live there with the big Yule cat and their sons.
Demoburger, maybe?
Demoburger. I don't know.
Double burger?
A double burger with cheese?
No. So, to go into more detail, the Yule cat is huge and vicious.
Huge.
And is described as lurking the snowy countryside, eating anybody who hasn't gotten their new Christmas clothes before Christmas Eve. He's a house pet of Gryla and her sons, Gryla, what? Though referred to as an ancient tradition, written accounts of the Yule cat have only been seen as recently as the 19th century. The threat of being eaten by the Yule cat was used by farmers as an incentive for their workers to finish processing the autumn wool before Christmas. The ones who took part in the work would be rewarded with new clothes. Those who didn't... Those who didn't help participate in the processing of the autumn wool, they wouldn't get anything. Thus, they get preyed on by the cat. The cat has alternatively been described as merely eating away food. What?
Of those without clothes during Christmas feasts.
I was about to fill that in with toes. It's the closest I got. Those, E doesn't even belong there in the word those.
THOES?
That's not how you spell those. That's how you spell those.
There's an E in those.
You had OES. The only thing with a letter before that is toes.
I thought you were going over these and reading this. You finished doing half of this episode yourself.
Yeah, you were the English major.
No, I wasn't. I majored in school education.
English!
No, it was education.
English is in there.
No, it was education for special needs kids. Stop.
The cat has been described as eating the food of those without new clothes during Christmas feasts. The perception of the Yule cat as a man-eating beast, though, was popularized by poems of Johannes Ur-Kotlam. As the National Museum of Iceland describes, dozens of different names for the Yule lads appear in different folktales and stories. A popular poem about the Yule lads by the late Johannes Ur-Kotlam, which first appeared in the book Jolene Koma, I cannot read this, translated as Christmas is Coming in 1932, served to make their names and number much better known. The names of the 13 Yule lads that most Icelanders know today are all derived from that poem. Today, as the museum describes, the Yule lads are
Sheepcoat Claude. He tries to suckle ewes in farmers' sheep sheds, or at least harass them. Gully Gawk. He steals cow milk. Milk was needed to form most sauces meant to be enjoyed during the season.
So, in Iceland and other places that were that cold, there was a high need and demand for things like clothing and milk and things that were hard to get because they were in such a harsh environment.
Gotcha. This sounds like me. Stubby. He's short and steals frying pans for the food left in them. Mood. He horrible as for most people who worked as farm hands, their pots and pans were their only possessions of value. Iron was an import.
Right. Yeah. The only valuable thing they got.
The next one sounds like me too.
Well, I guess that'll be your new nickname. Spoon licker. Guess what he does? He licks spoon. The lesson for children? Clean your cutlery. We also got pot scraper, also known as pot licker. He sought out pots of sauce, chunks of meat, or pans with seasonal veggies left out. He's basically the troll of leftovers.
I don't like leftovers, so...
So we got spoon licker, pot licker. We also have bowl licker. He steals bowls of food from under the bed.
Why would you have food? Okay.
Well, back in the old days, Icelanders used to sometimes store bowls of food there. Convenient for midnight snacking?
That just sounds like food poisoning.
He's the monster under the bed.
Door slammer. He stomps around and slams doors, keeping everyone awake.
Mood.
And then Skyer Gobbler. He eats up the Icelandic yogurt. Skyer is a national delight enjoyed all year round and complements both the sweet and savory dishes eaten during the season. And I know a few women who can be called this. Sausage swiper.
Oh, Lord.
He loves stealing and eating sausages. It is sausages. It said he would wait in the rafters until the right moment to swoop down and steal them.
You gotta remember, these lads were not just regular human size. They were the sons of trolls. So they were like 9 feet plus.
Huge.
Like, they were enormous. Now, they weren't like, they're not described as like being, like looking like a troll, like huge and fat, but like they were very tall. So imagine Mr. Sausage Swiper over here in your rafters. He's like,
freaking huge.
Freaking huge, waiting above your head. Ridiculous. Then we got Window Peeper.
Which is not good.
No, he liked to, but not for what you're thinking.
Peeping Toms.
No, not like that. He liked to creep outside the windows, but while looking inside, he would sometimes steal the stuff he sees inside. His role was to hopefully scare kids into going. His role was to scare kids into not going outside in dark winters.
What's the next one, babe? What's the next one, babe?
Door sniffer. He has a huge nose and an insatiable appetite for stolen baked goods.
Mood.
His favorite was the traditional leaf bread.
And we got ourselves the old meat hook. He snatches up any meat left out, especially smoked lamb. I would be wanting a good, steak. And this is me as well. We got the candle beggar. I love candles, so mood. He steals candles, which used to be sought after items in Iceland, as the days are dark about 20 hours a day in the wintertime. Without candles, people couldn't enjoy their pastime of reading. Mood.
Yeah. Fun facts.
Fun facts.
During the 18th century, the King of Denmark objected to the use of the Yule lads as a disciplinary tool. The mischievous happens between December 11th through the 24th. Mama Troll Gorilla is said to have eaten her 2 prior husbands.
Get it, girl.
So,
good for you.
You better not act up to your wife.
Good for you.
The Troll Cave is believed to be in northern Iceland. Even adults, prior to industrialization, largely believed in trolls. So people collectively were really cautious that there may have been truth to the stories. And today, the Yule lads are more family-friendly and give gifts more than they take.
Boo. So, question for you.
No, great.
Would you want to go try to find that cave that the trolls and the Yule lads and the cat live in?
No.
Why not?
I don't like the cold. And I don't want to go searching the cold for something that might not even be there in a land I'm not even from.
Okay.
So no.
What would you do if you ever ran into one of the Yule lads? And which one would you want to run into?
Maybe door sniffer.
Why door sniffer?
Because I like bread too. He was just looking for bread, and that was it. He didn't steal anything else. And I like bread.
You didn't want to hang out with Peepin' Tom? No
But
kidding.
like, smelling the air, like, haven't you ever walked into a Panera or a coffee shop and you just walk in and you go, because it smells so good? I know you have.
Yeah. Shout out Panera.
So shout out door sniffer.
Shout out Panera.
I'll join you in sniffing doors.
Panera, please sponsor us. I love your food. As Christmas in Iceland comes to an end, the magical traditions of the holiday season stay with us. The Yule Lads, Gryla, and the Yule Cat are not just fun characters from Iceland folklore. They also remind us of Iceland's rich cultural heritage. This special time of year in Iceland mixes old stories and new celebrations, creating a magical and memorable experience. Even after the holiday lights dim, the spirit of these traditions remains, capturing the unique joy and mystery of an Icelandic Christmas. Stay weird, y'all.
We want to thank you for tuning in. You can find us on all your favorite social platforms by searching Conspiracy Weird, posting photos and details from each episode. Please consider keeping our tummies full by donating to the Snack Fund. Donations will be given a shout out on the podcast. Special thanks to audionautics.com for the theme music. And remember, question everything.